Hey everybody, it's Ella, and I'm back again. To everyone who I sent the link out to last week, and they listened and they responded and they gave me great feedback, I thank you. Um, for me not to give it to many people, clearly somebody shared it somewhere. Because I got like 20 views. I know that don't sound like a lot, but I'm thankful for it, and it seems like a blessing to me, so I'll take it. Thank you, Lord. However, along with that, I did get some questions from people. So I figured I would do an episode where as though I answer some of the questions that I did get from my story. And then you guys will get another one with me and my sister again, and then a few more with me just by myself until people uh, don't want to hide anymore. Because I had a couple of people say, well, they want to tell their story, but they're not ready. And that's okay. Everybody's timeline and healing process is not the same, and I respect that. So let's get into some of these questions. Hopefully, this won't be a long one. The one I did was like 17 minutes or so last week. So I'll try to keep it short and to the point, and hopefully, I answer everything so far. But the deeper my story goes, the more questions I'm pretty sure people are going to ask. The overall consensus was like shocked that people know who I am, and they're like, we can't believe you went through this. We can't believe Vera went through this. People who know my sister was like, y'all just seem so strong, and we can't believe this is what y'all was going through. And I want to just say that you don't know what people go through behind closed doors. Everybody kind of has a image they put out there about themselves or about their situations. Um, yeah, I had somebody who told me that they know the story, and then just to hear it again, it was just too much to just hear it again. So it's like I thank you guys for listening and giving me feedback. Um, so let's get into the first question. The first question was, why did I trust Peggy Bundy? Hmm. I should not have. Um, but he did. He was honest with me. Like we weren't together last year at all. It was oh well, last summer we were not together, and he was honest, and he told me that him and Peggy Bundy went on a date sometime in the beginning parts of last year or the spring parts of last year, and she told him that they were not compatible. She's dealt with a Libra before, and she know what he's all about, and no, not happening. But they can be friends. So I mean, him telling me this, it was just like, oh, okay, or whatever. Another reason was because she knew who I was. She knew what was going on, et cetera, et cetera. And for somebody to say they're a woman, a woman wouldn't do what she did. Um, so yeah, I was dumb. I was dumb. I didn't see it. And another reason was that she was fake celibate. So he told me that like she was practicing abstinence, but he was also telling me like, oh, but she goes out on dates with different men all the time and she gets sexual favors. And I'm just like, that's not practicing abstinence. But he's like, look, she doing what she doing. If she want to say that she not doing it, that's her life. That's her business. It's not mine. We had those conversations, he and I was just like, well, you're right. That's not your life. Is not my life. So if she want to tell people that she's practicing abstinence and she's not behind closed doors, and she can tell you about what she's done with him and him, like I mean, case of rasa. I mean, it is what it is. Okay, so I think that kind of sums up the first question. Um, yeah. And so the next question was, when did I first question him and her? So I first questioned him and her. My first WTF moment was they had their class reunion last year. Um, and she's quote unquote a stylist too. Whatever. So he leaves here and he goes with her to go find an outfit for their class reunion. And literally all it was just like a damn suit. The shoes he already had, the shirt he already had, so it was just like, what was that about? Like, and it wasn't even like top of the line type of situation. It wasn't. I could have did that. I'm not a stylist. I could have did that. I could have. I could have went out and I could have found it. And that's kind of sort of when my antennas went up. Like, what was the purpose of all of that? If this is something that you could have found at K&G or something like that, like for the low. I mean, but at the same point, because of, and I haven't even touched on our relationship, but because of everything that he and I went through in the past, I kind of questioned myself and was like, okay, well, maybe it's just what y'all went through in the past that's making you look at this sideways. And so I didn't really dig too much until like in October when I said I asked him and he opened the phone and I was right. But when I first questioned it, I should have attacked it and just dropped everything at that point. Lesson learned. It's all good. Um, Another question was, why didn't I reach out to her sooner? I didn't see the point. I didn't see the point when I approached him about it. And at this point in time, I thought he and I had open communication. So I didn't see the point in reaching out to her. Like, what's the point of bringing somebody into the fold and they don't need to be? I didn't know she was already in the fold. Uh, so that's why I didn't reach out to her sooner. I mean, I had her number, she had mine. It is what it is, but it was just, I didn't see the point. The next one was, have I talked to her since they started dealing with each other? Okay, so in December, because I didn't even get to the rest of their story, but yeah, in December, I did reach out to her via text message and called her out on her shit. And she in turn called me toxic and was like, don't, text her phone anymore, or whatever. But yeah, call me toxic when you the one spraying your legs. But whatever, it's all good, man. Um, I have briefly, but ever since then, no, I haven't. Some people ain't worth your energy, so she's one of them. Uh, Another question is, what is wrong with him after all you've done for him? Right, right, right. Let the church say amen. Okay, let's call call it in. It's a call to the altar. It's an altar call. Yeah, I've sacrificed a lot for him to have the business that he has, for him to have the money to trick out like he's tricking out. Um, yeah, I had his back. I was very supportive. I pushed him up, and I did what I needed to do. In turn, like everybody doesn't. Let's see. Everybody don't appreciate what others do for them. Um, would he be in business without me? No, I don't think so. I think he would still be working in sanitation like he was when I first started dealing with him. I don't think he would have his own business. Everybody before me told him no. He rocked with that. Um, I was the one that was just like, yeah, you're going to do this and you're going to stop complaining about it and you're going to do it. I was the one who pushed him. Do I regret pushing him? Sometimes I do regret helping him get to where he is because it wasn't appreciated. And the way he's treated me, money changes people. Even the tad bit, like you can get $15 extra on your check, and that can change the slightest thing. I don't let money change me. Um, but it changed. I believe it changed him to be worse than what he was before. I believe he's always been a cheater and a narcissist and all of that other stuff. But I think the money just added another layer to his ego. And when you're in a situation, sometimes you can't see it for what it is. And I did not see what I was truly dealing with because I was in love. Um, so it is what it is. It just I wish him the best. Like if like I I wish him the best. Um, the next question. You really thought he was changing. You really thought he was going to change. I did, and I'm going to say why. He and I had a lot of deep conversations over the summer. He confessed a lot of things, like a lot of things that I needed answers to. He answered them in a lot of ways, he was changing on the surface level. But like I said, when in the first episodes, it was him playing a role to break down my barriers, um, and to push me back to square one. But I really did think he was changing. And then, like he told me not too long ago, like he put himself first. And that's what he does. He puts himself first. And that's why he did what he did. And that's why he's with Peggy Bundy now, because he put himself first. And when I asked him, okay, it's been 8 years. In this 8 years, you've always put yourself first. What is different? And he couldn't answer me. So he's always going to put himself first. And he doesn't care who is a casualty of the war that he has within himself. He does not care at all, what he does about, and it's indescribable, uh, to actually see it firsthand, and deal with it. Next question: how is Vera doing now? I had to take a break. I had to take not a break, but I had to take a breather after that last one. How is Vera doing now? Vera is holding on. Like I said, she's 9. She looked up to him. He made her a ton of promises, because he kind of messed up before last summer. So he made a lot of promises to her, and he broke every single one of them. So that hurt her. It disturbed her. Um, so I can say that she's going through a lot, but she's trying to put on a brave face, and it's sickening because she's 9. Uh, but she and I have a lot of talks about what she's feeling, and she knows that she can come to me and talk to me about anything, because I don't want her to harbor bad feelings. Um I don't want her to grow up with this trauma. I need her to let it go, and we are working with, mental health professionals so she can still be a kid, and she won't lose her innocence or all of it or her childhood because two grown people thought it was fun to do what they've done. So it is what it is. Last question, and I'm going to dip on up out of here because I thought I could breeze through these questions without any problems. And it's just like, it's this. But last question is, where did she come from? Good question. Um, like I said, they went to high school together, and funny story. Y'all ready for a funny story? The funny story is that she used to be close friends with his high school sweetheart. Um, he said it was four of them that always hung together. And so clearly, like, this is just what she do. This is what she do. So they went to high school together. She was close friends with the high school sweetheart. The high school sweetheart, he did her dirty. Um, high school sweetheart goes off and, becomes extremely successful in life. And, you know, but that's who she was. She was friends with her initially in this group of four. And we did discuss that, he and I discussed that over the summer. And I'm like, that's kind of trifling if they supposed to been in this little high school clique together, whether they're talking or they're not talking no more. Like, I'm pretty sure this girl complained to her about you. I'm pretty sure she said or told her whatever you was doing wrong, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you don't think that's weird? And he was like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, we moved on, she moved on. So, no, it don't matter. To me, it still matters. I'm not going to deal with people that I hung around. I'm not going to deal with a man, and I know somebody that's already been there, that done already did all the stuff with, it's just ill. Whether we were in high school and college or not. But that also goes to show that the way that him and his ex ended, and all the exes prior, up until me, like, been the same person, just progressively worse with each relationship. But yeah, like, but I believe he said like the three girls still talk and still, Peggy Bundy and the other two girls still talk and hang around with each other or something now. I mean, I know they still got they do their little high school clicky things now, because he can't deal with somebody where there's not already a friend group attached, and we'll talk about that um in another episode. But that's just who he is, and clearly that's who she is. And I'm trying to figure out if they're both narcissists or he's one and she's an opportunist. Hell if I know. Who am I? Um, Either way, I'm free from it. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Um, I'm gonna wrap this Q&A up, and again, subscribe, like it. If you need or if you want to tell your story, email. The email is in the description box and under the About tab. I'm supposed to say something inspirational. Do whatever is going to make you happy without hurting other people. That is my inspirational quote for today. Um, if something is making you happy and it's hurting somebody else, it's not worth it. So, everybody take care. Have a great one. Hope this recorded well. And I will talk to y'all soon.